What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Wanted to come at you and make you guys a video about our upcoming game against the Auburn Tigers this weekend. And you know, it's kind of crazy, man. A lot of people are really saying, hey, Tennessee has a legitimate chance to win this game, and I think that's probably 100% due to the fact that Auburn has struggled this season. They really have. They have not looked impressive at all. You know, it's kind of funny to me. Auburn's one of those teams. I put LSU in the same category. These are probably the best two examples of this, of teams that on any given Saturday could beat anybody. Okay, they could beat anybody, but also on any given Saturday they could lose to anybody too. You know, I mean, they're kind of both sides. Like, you just never know about those guys. You just never know what you're going to get from them. You just never know. You know, LSU's kind of, Auburn's kind of shown that this year. I mean, they've come out, they've beaten Washington, which I don't know how good of a team Washington is really, but you know, it's a good win. Looks good on paper right now. And let's see who else did Auburn play here. LSU went out there and beat those guys by 1 point. That was a game that kind of went back and forth. LSU jumped out on them early, 10-0, and Auburn comes back and is winning in the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes to go. I think they're up by 2 scores, maybe like 10 points or so, or maybe 9 points. LSU scores in like a 70-something yard play with like 8 minutes left, and get the ball back, drive it down the field, and kick the game winner as time expires. So, you know, lost that one. And then you look at Mississippi State went out there and beat them as well. Well, sorry guys, the guy just ran the light, just blatantly ran it. You know, it's almost a big wreck right here. Crazy. But yeah, I mean, you look at Auburn, and they're a team that haven't really impressed me this season. Haven't really impressed me, honestly, really at all since they lost Nick Marshall. That offense just doesn't have the same pop and flair to it as it does. Last year they had Kerryon Johnson. I think he really kind of bolstered that scheme and made it look a little bit better than it was. But now, without a true playmaker on that side of the ball, I mean, this team is very, very stale on offense. Don't do much to wow you. Don't do much to impress you, really. You know, they've had 3 games this year, so they played 6 games. They played against Washington. They won 21-16. Alabama State, don't have the score, but I think it was 65-3 or something like that. LSU, they lose 21-22. Arkansas, they win 34-3, and then Southern Miss, don't have that score either, but I think it was 24-10 or something like that. And then lastly, Mississippi State, they just played, and I forget the score, I think it was like 23-9. They lost. Of those 6 games, they've had 3 games where they haven't rushed for 100 yards. And you may be thinking, well, surely it was Washington, LSU, and Mississippi State, right? But no, you're actually wrong. It was actually Arkansas, Southern Miss, and Mississippi State that held Auburn under 100 yards rushing. And you may ask, well, okay, you know, what's so significant about that? Well, I'll tell you what's significant about that is those are also Auburn's last 3 games, okay? Their last 3 games, they haven't rushed for 100 yards. 3 games in a row, okay? Against Arkansas, a team that is very porous on defense. Very, very, very porous, okay? Can't stop anybody. They only rushed for 90 yards. Arkansas actually outscored them. Outgained them in rushing and in passing. Okay, that was just one of those weird games. You know, Tennessee's had a number of those games this season where the score was much worse than it actually was. You look at the score, you say, oh, that was a blowout. But go back and watch the game, look at the stat line, all that stuff. You'll see that Arkansas was really right there with those guys. They didn't really get outplayed. You know, Arkansas, let's see, I believe they had 2 turnovers. They had 2 turnovers that game, in addition to a blocked punt. I think it was inside their own 20-yard line, and a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Auburn. But the game was pretty even. I mean, 13 first downs to 13 first downs. Auburn rushes for 149 yards on 38 attempts. Meanwhile, Auburn rushes for 90 yards against Arkansas. And then Arkansas had 141 yards passing. Isn't very good, but Stidham only threw for 34 yards against those guys. Zero touchdowns. So, you look at it and you say, well, I mean, Auburn didn't really dominate that game like the scoreboard shows at all. Just kind of, got a few special teams plays, got a few turnovers, and the game kind of got out of hand. But it really wasn't that dominant of a performance against I would say, a pretty farly inferior team in Arkansas. And then Southern Miss. See, I don't have the score to this game, but I'm pretty sure it was 24-10, or something like that. It was close. It was a 2-score game, and this game was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. I think it ended up being 24-13. I want to say something like that. It was very close. It was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It was a one-score game, and Arkansas punches it in and go up by 2 scores. But this is another game. Auburn doesn't rush for 100 yards. They had, I think, 96 yards. Yep, 96 yards this game. Okay, 96 yards. So didn't really move the ball well. Stidham passed pretty well. I guess not really efficiently. He was 19 of 33, 245 yards, 2 TDs. That's not great, but what I'm getting at here. And then against Mississippi State, they rushed for 90 yards against Mississippi State. Stidham goes 19 of 38 for 214 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And so basically what I'm getting at here is, this team hasn't looked good on offense, particularly these last few weeks. I'm not sure if something has changed or really what's going on with that. But they're not really doing much on offense, guys. Okay, and their defense isn't really wowing you. You give up 22 to LSU, who ain't no world beater. You're giving up points to Southern Miss and guys like that. So, not very impressive, honestly. This is a team that just does not impress me, man. They have a lot of pieces. They do have a lot of pieces. They have a lot of talent. And that's why I say they're one of those teams you just never know. We could play them Saturday and they play their best game this season, and it's a freaking, blowout. Or we could get to Auburn we've seen the past 3 weeks, and we're right there for a chance to win this game. As far as the talent perspective, I think that they have the edge in talent. They have the edge in continuity, guys kind of knowing the system and what they want to do. But kind of with that, I'll say they've been struggling these past few weeks, as I've said. Only haven't gotten 100 yards the past 3 games. So you got to start wondering, what's going to change. Are they going to maybe change the scheme, start trying to get other guys involved, do some different things? Because, with that, of course, comes the opportunity for progress, but also comes the opportunity for miscommunication, missed assignments, and things like that. So, got to wonder, maybe they'll try to move some pieces around, try to get a spark, and maybe that ends up leading to even less success than they've had the past few weeks. And so just got to kind of wonder what's going to happen with that. But I think that this is a great opportunity for Tennessee to come out here and compete. I think this is a very, very beatable ball club. This isn't a game where we just come into it and have no chance to win. I think people are realizing that, especially with how poorly Auburn's played. For us, it's going to come down to, A, can we stop the run? Which, heck, if Arkansas can do it, if Southern Miss can do it, then I think we can do it. And B, what are we going to do on offense? We're going to try to run the ball, we're going to pass the ball, we're going to mix it up. What are we going to do? Because we haven't really had much success offensively really all season. And so I'm just kind of anxious to see what our game plan is this week. What do we change up? What do we try to do differently to give ourselves a chance to win? I think we can score 2 touchdowns. I think we win this game. If we can score 2 touchdowns and avoid giving up non-offensive touchdowns, I think we win this game. Because Auburn's a team, they move the ball pretty decent against a lot of teams, but even when they move the ball, they have to settle for field goals way too often. They're always settling for field goals, and their kicker, I believe it's the kicker they had for all those years, I think it's his little brother. He ain't that guy. That Carlson guy, that guy was a daggum weapon. His little brother, I'm assuming it's him, they have the same last name. He ain't his brother, okay, I'll tell you that. And so I think if we can hold them to field goals and not give up offensive, non-offensive touchdowns, and we can put it in the end zone twice, I think that we'll win this game. I can see this being a 14-9 grinder type game, a low-scoring game. I really think it'll be a low-scoring game. I don't see this game, being, 21-28. I don't know if either team will get into the 20s unless there's a few non-offensive touchdowns scored there. So we just have to come out, play sound defense, play sound football all around on special teams as well. Don't turn the ball over on offense. Don't give them short fields. Make them drive it the length of the field on us. And I think we'll be all right, man. We just have to find ways to punch it in. I think our defense will hold up strong. Just need to convert some third downs on offense. Give our defense time to rest, because it's always tough to stop a team when you're constantly on the field. You're constantly on the field. You get worn down, and they start pushing the pile and getting a little bit chunk yards here, Then they're sustaining drives, and then you're getting even more tired, and then boom, they pop a big one on you. So I think we have a chance. I really do. I really think we have a good chance in this game. My prediction, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this is a very winnable game, but I'm still kind of scared, kind of hesitant to pick the Vols in this one, just because I don't know what our offense is going to do. And you don't know what Auburn we're going to see. I think, like I said, this is a very winnable game, but am I picking the Vols to win this game? Yeah, I am picking the Vols to win this game. We're going to score, I think we'll score 2 touchdowns. We'll score 1 on defense and 1 on offense or special teams. And I think Auburn will get maybe 2 field goals. We're going to win 14-6, something like that. It'll be Pruitt's first kind of, pretty big win, against a ranked opponent as a head coach for the Tennessee Volunteers. So it's going to be a big day for us. That's what I'm calling 14-6 Vols. And hopefully that gives us a little momentum going into Bama the following week. But yeah, man, very beatable team. Not impressed at all. We think we got a real shot. We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Comment down below, man. Let me know what you guys think. Can we pull this out? What's it going to take for us to get the W? As always, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you guys next time.